Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation, with the latest offering from the Germania Mint. Very interesting indeed. This is the proof Germania. Let's take a look. Yes, this comes to us from the Germania Mint. They sent this to me for review. This is the proof Germania 2019. A round. Technically, it's a round since the 5-mark denomination isn't in existence anymore, but it's a very well-designed piece, and these kind of have taken the community by storm. A lot of people found these pretty interesting, and we have the uncirculated version here, which did very well. A very nice silver round here from Germania. I love the different textures and the like on this. We won't see this on the proof version, but we're going to compare the two. But let's pull this out of the box here and take a look. And actually, I had already done so, looked at it myself before doing this, and made a mistake in doing so, in that it had caused the case came open, which was no fun. And as I was doing it, I got some fingerprints on it, so I had to try to salvage what I could very carefully. We'll take a look at that in a moment here. So if you see any imperfections on the particular piece, this is because of me and handling it. It slipped away. The Germania Mint Certificate of Authenticity, and even on the certificate there, it shows that it's a limited edition to 1,000 pieces here. This is number 323, and very nice indeed. The certificate attests that the proof is authorized by the Germania Mint and has a limited mintage there. As you can see, the face value is 5-mark, and it's 4/9 fine silver. Diameter of 38.61 millimeters, 1 troy ounce, and it is a proof condition, and it does have a numbered edge too. Very cool. Now, it's somewhat controversial because it does have that face value on it, and some people feel like it doesn't really fully represent Germany, but I think it's more the region and a time of history. But then again, I'm not sure exactly when the mark came into being and how that tie in there, but the region was called Germania at one time. So here it is in this case, and it is a beautiful piece. We're going to look at it very closely here, and then one fundamental flaw I think I have with this is in the packaging with this case here. The box and the packaging is great otherwise, and I do like that they're doing something a little different with sort of the square case here. And here you can see the edge number here, 323 there, which is kind of cool how they did that. And here is the reverse. So you can see basically compared to the uncirculated version, you can see there the device is obviously highly frosted and very shiny mirror-like background there, which is very nice indeed. Actually, on the uncirculated version here, I see a little bit of a milk spot forming here. But the detail is quite incredible. Everything really pops out a bit more, but you don't have that intricate background that you see here on the uncirculated version. It is a reeded edge that you can see there, except for the area where the serial number is, which is on the edge, which I think is really cool, actually. And here is the obverse with Germania herself. Very, very nice. Very well done indeed. And very shiny. And here is the comparison to the original. And you can see the different textures and the like, and treatments to the particular piece that you don't get on the proof. And I do kind of wish, though it's I think it's a beautiful what they did here as just a regular proof product here. But I do think it would be kind of cool if they could have added other technology or other markings on here to kind of help give it maybe some laser etching or something very fine, or something that could have done to preserve, to kind of give it a little bit more of an interesting, detailed view, articulate, very detailed and intricate denotation here. Now, what happened was I was handling this when I pulled it out, and this thing just flipped up and slipped out, and my thumb went and brushed the bottom of it there. And I think I got most of the fingerprints off, but there's some very slight scratches where I did try to take it off. You can see it in the light there, and I'm really bummed out about that because I really wanted to keep this pristine, but I think I got most of it off, and I think it'll be passable. It's a nice looking piece here indeed, aside from that flub up there. But this capsule was actually 3 pieces, and this part came off very easily, almost too easily. And as I was handling it, just like this, it just flipped up and my thumb slipped and caught that bottom part there. But unless you look at it in a certain light, you really can't tell that there was any damage to the coin. But that's just it. There's a lot that can, if you have these things in the air or what have you, they can come in contact with some things. You got to be very careful with these highly polished proof collector pieces such as this. But a very nice coin, or a round rather, and very well done by the Germania Mint. They're a new mint that's come out. They've got some very interesting designs coming in the near future as well. So these are quite fascinating. I'm going to post a link in the description of this video to their website, which shows where these can be purchased around the world, actually. And I think they're quite fascinating. For 1,000 mintage, I think these things will probably do well in the secondary market, just as these things have done fairly well for the uncirculated ones. In some ways, I kind of like the uncirculated better because of all the detail, the gloss there, the gloss and the patterns in the back of the eagle and the like. I think that's what really attracted to me, as well as the symmetry with that eagle. That eagle is just absolutely stunning, very nice. And I think what they're going to be coming out with next, I think, will be really cool to see. And but there's so much out there to choose from, and so it's kind of neat to see a brand new mint come out with certain products that are quite fascinating. So we'll see how this all plays out. But I wanted to showcase this to my viewers. A very, very well done piece, nice frosted look to it. And this was something that was definitely on my wish list for sure. I'm just very bummed out that I got this. So if you do get one of these things, be careful with the capsule. Handle it. Make sure you squeeze it down tight to make sure it stays in place to avoid the mistake that I made. And if anybody has any ideas on how I can get rid of that faint residue of my thumbprint on there, let me know. And in most ways, you really can't see it, but it's partially there. But a wonderful coin. Thanks again to the Germania Mint for sending this along for review. It's a wonderful piece indeed. And post your thoughts below. I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.